Oh,
Suarez.
Briscoe got him into the back of Suarez, and he gets pounded.
Dang it. Oh, Buescher's upside down. I think he hooked a drain.
And there's the window net released, and Chris Buescher is seen moving inside the car. The AMR safety team is right there to his aid. And Daniel Suarez climbs out. He had a great race going tonight.
We'll go over. Yes, he did. And I agree with his crew chief, Travis Mack. One of the fastest cars we've had, just kept having trouble on pit road. One too many times for him. Came up in front of the 14. Briscoe got into him just at least a little bit, put him in the wall. And man, Chris Buescher over and over. What a wild wreck that was.
Jamie, I'm with you. I believe Buescher hooked something there in that infield turf that sent that car tumbling.
He either hooked a drain or it's where the turf and the asphalt meet, because it looked like the car was just sliding, and all of a sudden it just dug in. And once it did, it started rolling and wouldn't stop.
I think that's the only second time we've had one of these cars over. Thinking of Harrison Burton at Daytona.
Now, you can see when we take the onboard camera shots just how cocooned these drivers are in their seats. It's hard to get in and hard to get out of one of these cars. Now imagine when it's upside down.
I have only flipped once, and it was at Talladega, and I clearly remember as I was rolling down the backstretch, I'm like, please just land right side up, because I go into full panic mode, Clint, when things get upside down, because you can't get out. You can't let the seatbelts loose, or you fall to the roof of the car. And that's got to be so hard for Chris to sit in there,
well, even if
and wait on them to flip that car back over.
There's just not a lot of room. And when you, again, let those belts off and the weight of yourself falls up on the roof of the car, you're just kind of in an awkward position. So very vulnerable position, obviously, but sounds like he's okay. Looks like they're getting preparation to get it flipped over. You can see them talking to him. There's what dug in.
So the race has been red flagged. The cars are stopped on the front straightaway just prior to the start-finish line. Daniel Suarez climbed from his car uninjured. The other car involved, Chase Briscoe, was able to continue without apparently much damage. There's Chase. And the safety crew on the scene is going to work to right the car of Chris Buescher. So Chris Buescher is okay. He climbs out under his own power there.
That's great.
After a wild ride and just a horrendous flip. That car was sliding along and then caught something and just launched into a roll. So now let's have a look at replays and show you. The first contact is going to be Chase Briscoe, the red and black car on the outside there, and Daniel Suarez in the 99 down on the inside of Briscoe.
You see Suarez come up, just wasn't clear, caught the 14, gets sideways, and here comes the impact. Hard hit. You see him spinning. The more you look at that, the whole right front suspension was broke off. I think it rolled underneath the car, and that's what flipped the car. The upper A-frame was broke. Whole right front suspension dug in.
That was Todd Gilliland, tried to go high and just didn't have enough room.
See, that right front wheel dug underneath the car, and that's what dug in and caused it to start flipping. Violent crash.
Now let's ride along with Daniel.
I'm going to tell you, if you're Chris Buescher in that position, and we've seen a lot of cars slide through the infield, the last thing you think is going to happen is that you're going to flip. That was the last thing he thought was going to happen. But I'm with Clinton. It almost appears that impact from
Watch when it
Suarez
spins around right here. You see the right front. See it flip
right
over?
there.
Yeah.
Dug in.
Upper A-frame was broken. As soon as it rolled underneath the car, it dug in and sent that thing a-flipping. Wow. What a ride. A lot of work went into the safety of these race cars. See him crawl out of that thing. Hats off to everybody involved in that.
And good to know that was nothing to do with the racetrack or the turf that sent Buescher's car over. Right there where he gets a big piece of Suarez is where that right front goes. And when it completely comes off and gets under the car.
And you see the tether that's actually holding that tire to the car so it doesn't fly up into the stands or go out into the racetrack. That's just a 1 in a million times that could happen, where that tire falls underneath the car and shoots the car up in the air.
Tether did its job. Very impressed with that tether. Held on there, but
Daniel Suarez gets loose. Chase Briscoe gets into him. Around he goes. Todd Gilliland piles in. Then Chris Buescher, who goes up and over and over and over and lands on his roof. They flip the car over. Buescher climbs out, and he is now with Vince Welch.
Well, the great night of racing comes to a frightening halt for Chris Buescher. Just glad to see that he's out of the infield care center okay. How do you describe what we just saw there?
It was a little painful. It's quite a shame. Our Fifth Third Bank Mustang was really good tonight. Our team did a terrific job from the start of the weekend through qualifying and into the race, and we were able to drive our way up in the top 10. Throughout the night, we're in a really good place sitting there. Had a couple sets of tires left, and really proud of everybody's effort there. Just a shame to be involved in that. So we checked out for it. We got running from behind, and finally seen the replay. I guess the tire just ripped off and sent us flipping. So I guess I have been upside down before, but that was one that was a bit more painful than the Talladega roll. So again, just appreciate everybody at Fifth Third Bank on board. It's doing a good job for them. We were enjoying it. Team did a nice job. Just that's a bummer.
Mike.